Hey, what's up everyone? It's the Gamer Guide here. And yeah, it is super cold this week. Like, we've had the polar vortex here for a couple days now. And like, it's been so hard to do anything, even to record, like trying to stay warm inside. So yeah, I really didn't want to record, but I have to, because it's February now and I want to get a video out, because I don't like posting January because just views are dead and algorithm is dead. But anyway, in this video I wanted to talk about Mario for a bit. And I wanted to talk about why I believe the Mario Classics, and when I mean Mario Classics, I'm talking about Super Mario Bros. 1, 2, 3, and Super Mario World. Why those games aren't that great. I know some of you are listening to this and are like, what the hell? What the hell, Gamer Guy? That's blasphemous. And yeah, it might be, but I think, when it comes to the Mario games, especially the 2D ones, the nostalgia goggles are super thick. They're super thick with Mario 2D games versus Sonic. Where you have people like in IGN or critics who look back at the classic Sonic games and are like, well, Sonic, didn't age that well. The Sonic games were never good, blah, blah, this and that. But then the Mario games, oh, you dare not speak anything ill about the Mario games, the classics. I mean, they saved the video game industry, right? They saved the video game industry. Without the Mario games, there would be no video games right now. And I do agree with all those things, Mario has been in gaming since 1980 with Donkey Kong. And then you have Mario Brothers, or the Super Mario Brothers, whatever it's called, which is just Mario and Luigi Plumbing, which was a very weird game. But then the official Super Mario Brothers came in 1985. You guys know the history. And yes, you cannot call yourself a gamer without having had played the original Super Mario Bros. Games. Like, if you call yourself a gamer and you've never played the original Mario Bros. Game, take away that title, you are not a gamer. So I understand the game is very important, but I'm here to explain, like I said on Twitter, why I believe the classics aren't that great compared to the Sonic games. Now, the first thing is, if you play Super Mario Bros. 1 and 2, like if you play all of them, 1, 2, 3, and World, you mostly go back to Super Mario Bros. 3 and World. I've never heard anyone in my life saying, oh, Super Mario Bros. 1 is my favorite. Like, I've heard people say that, but when I look at them, like, look at me dead in the eyes and tell me that out of all the Mario games out there, Super Mario Bros. 1 is your favorite Mario game, I don't believe that. When I had a Mario marathon like 7 years ago on my channel, when my channel was young, like my first year of my channel, and I wanted to play all the Mario classics. After fully playing Super Mario Bros. 1, because I've never played it in its entirety, after being the whole game, you never have to go back to it, because once you've completed one world, you've played them all. It has the same mechanics. The only thing different is, like, the black screen, which will portray the night sky in the daytime. That's literally it. It's the same game every world, and the physics are very different. The way Mario controls is just, compared to when you played the later games, it's very jank. Mario's physics are not consistent at all. From Brothers 1, Brothers 2, Brothers 3, and World, he plays differently in every single game. Whereas with the Sonic games, his physics are pretty much the same. The only thing that's hugely different from 1 and 2 is that you have the spin dash and his momentum is faster. That's about it. And then with 2 and 3, it's pretty much the same. Like, even with Sonic CD, yes, the original on the Sega CD has some issues with the physics and a little bit, and the what's it called, the hitbox mechanic or something. But Sonic's speed and Sonic's physics have been super consistent, more consistent than the Mario games. So yeah, the Mario 2D games were inconsistent not until Super Mario Bros. 3. That's when Nintendo finally hit their stride and found the formula of the Mario games that they continued until present day. I mean, look at New Super Mario Bros. New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe has the same formula that started in Super Mario Bros. 3. Every world has a different theme. You have the grassy world theme, you have the desert, you have the clouds, the Bowser lava, and everything ends in a kingdom. You either fight Boom Boom Pow Pow or you fight the Koopalings. The same mechanics. And that continued with Super Mario World. It was expanded in Mario World. The new Super Mario Bros. U game take a lot of references from SMW, Super Mario World with Yoshi and all, more than Super Mario Bros. 3. But you guys get what I'm saying? So when you remove the legacy and importance of Super Mario Bros. 1, like take away the legacy that it's had for platformer games. I mean, technically speaking, the first platformer game was Donkey Kong in 1980, but Mario was very important in saving the industry. If you take that away, take away the legacy, take away the importance, Super Mario Bros. 1 is a really basic ass game. You play it once, you never have to touch it again. I mean, Super Mario Bros. 2, I remember when I was growing up in daycare in the early 90s, you know, the big kids were always playing the original Nintendo. They're always playing Super Mario Bros. 2. And the thing is, I could never play. We all had to just sit and watch the big kids play it. And I was always attracted to Super Mario Bros. 2 because it was so different. I liked how you could play as either Mario, Luigi, Princess Toadstool, or Peach, or Blue Toad. And you can pick up, you know, cabbages or radishes, whatever you want to call them, and throw them at the Shy Guys and the Pow Block. It was very interesting. But after I did the marathon, I played it. Yeah, it was pretty different. It had more variety than the Super Mario Bros. 1. But, after playing it, you kind of don't want to touch it anymore. After playing it, like, I've had my fill of Super Mario Bros. 2. I don't need to go back to play. I can always go back to play it. I'd rather go back and play that than Brothers 1, but I don't need to beat the whole game. I can just play a couple worlds and then I'm satisfied, you know? And the thing is, Super Mario Bros. 2 is like Sonic CD. It is the black sheep of the Mario games, because what is Super Mario Bros. 2? You know, Super Mario Bros. 2 isn't even really a Mario game, because the original game, the Japanese version game, as you guys know, was called Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels. And it was just Super Mario Bros. 1 with the difficulty spiked up, you know, with the poison mushrooms. Levels weren't difficult. I mean, and that was such an unappealing sequel to the West. The West was like, nah, we can't have this game as the sequel to Mario, you know, Mario Bros. We have to switch it up. We need something different. So they took Doki Doki Panic, changed it with Mario skins, and then that's how we got Super Mario Bros. 2. It's really just Doki Doki Panic. You know, it's funny that the legacy of Super Mario Bros. 2 is funny because Nintendo took a lot of things from that game, like the Shy Guys, the Pow Blocks, the radishes, like, you know, Toad throwing them, and all that. I mean, even Birdo, but the game was never originally a Mario game. It was Doki Doki Panic. So that's a black sheep. Some people love the game, some people hate the game, but the game was just so different from how Mario played. And Nintendo never went back to that formula. They just took elements, kind of like how Sega never went back to the whole time travel mechanics of Sonic CD, but they took elements from that game. Like they took, you know, the figure 8, Amy, Metal Sonic, all that stuff. So yeah, Lost World, the Lost Levels, wasn't even good enough to Americans' eyes to have that as a sequel, so they put Doki Doki Panic. Nobody talks about that. If that was a Sonic game, people would talk bad about it. I mean, look at Sonic CD. You have some people who don't like Sonic CD saying how it's the worst classic Sonic game because it's so different. You know, I made a video talking about Sonic CD is garbage now, you know, but Super Mario Bros. 2, you know, that game was very different. No one calls that game garbage, but it's a game that Nintendo has never gone back to playing. They took elements from that, they took characters from that, but they've never gone back to that game style. But God forbid anyone criticize a Mario classic game. So like I said, Sonic games have been consistent since Sonic 1. You had Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Sonic CD came between 2 and 3 and Knuckles. But it came out on a system that most people didn't own. It came out on the Sega CD. Now tell me, how many people had a Sega CD? Not that many people, you know? A lot of people didn't even know about Sonic CD's existence until many years later, and thanks to the internet. To most of the people who owned a Sega Genesis or Mega Drive, if you were in Europe, it was just Sonic 1, 2, and 3 and Knuckles. And those were very consistent, you know? The nostalgia goggles are super thick for the Mario 2D games. People go too easy on Mario. So I believe Sonic ultimately beat Mario in the 2D wars. It did. Because when Sonic came out in the 90s, it was more recognizable and popular with children than Bugs Bunny and Mickey Mouse. I mean, Sonic dominated the 90s. I mean, it was the golden, that's why people call it the golden years. It's not just nostalgia. It dominated the 90s. Not until Mario came and 3D gaming started coming. So yeah, I know in the 90s, a lot of video game companies were trying to achieve 3D. Like 3D was like a pinnacle to achieve. It's funny because nowadays companies are trying to go back to 2D, or you know, in Sega's case they're trying to do that a little too much, but I digress. So Sonic beat Mario in the 2D wars. You know, you can fight me on that, I don't care. But once Mario went to 3D, that's when Mario dominated Sonic, and Sonic could never catch up. Mario is way more innovative in its 3D genre than 2D, in my honest opinion. You know, that's why the new Super Mario Bros. Games are so meh to me. I don't really care about them. You know, Mario Maker is better. And when is Nintendo going to port Mario Maker to Nintendo Switch? You know, at this point, they should just make a sequel. They should just have Super Mario Maker 2 for the Switch. But yeah, so the 3D Mario games are way more innovative. You had Super Mario 64, which completely revolutionized gaming. it created the platform, it created the foundation of 3D gaming, the hub worlds and all that stuff. Then you had Mario Galaxy games. I mean, come on, the Galaxy, which had never been seen before. I mean, yes, you can argue Sonic Adventure 2, but the Super Mario Galaxy games perfected that shit. I mean, even Mario 3D World, which some people are like, it's not even really a 3D game, it was still fun as hell. Much better than Sonic Lost World. And now you have Super Mario Odyssey, which it took a lot of elements from games like Lego, and it just made it so great. It's like the Grand Theft Auto of Mario. You can play it any way you want to. So the Mario games are so innovative in 3D. Then in 2D, I mean, 2D is just, a lot of people have fond memories of Mario, but I would never go back and do a marathon on the classic Mario games. I could definitely do a marathon on the classic Sonic games, Sonic 1, 2, 3 Knuckles, or 1, 2 CD and 3 Knuckles. And even when I go on YouTube, I see more people live streaming Sonic marathons than Mario marathons, because they're just inconsistent. It's like you might as well be playing different games. So what do you guys think about this? I really want to hear your comments down below. I know this is a controversial topic, but it needs to be said because a lot of people don't talk about this. A lot of people like to pick on Sonic, you know. But alright, I want to hear what you guys think in the comments. Let me know down below. Also, in case you guys haven't noticed, I have a Patreon on my page right now. And on that Patreon, I am dropping exclusive details and work in progress posts for Project R. There's only one Patreon I have so far, so if you guys want to know exactly what Project R is and what that's all about, please be sure to donate to my Patreon. It's only $1 for a shout out, $3 if you want to get all the exclusive inside information on Project R and other things I'm working on before, you know, I post them publicly, and $5 if you want to be in my private Discord server. So yeah, just if you guys can support, really appreciate it. If you can't, that's okay, you know. I'm going to be very secretive about Project R. You guys are not going to hear about it until like way in the spring, but it's going to be big. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Remember, smash the like button, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and until next time, swag out.